way. At the prayer meeting this week, I was reminded about how God spoke to us about this area of ministry some years ago. In May 2015, a prophetic ministry team came to Jubilee to serve and encourage us and minister to us over a weekend. Juliet, one of the team, said this to us as a church family. Listen to what she said. This is so important. She says, I feel God saying that you will draw people from the highways and the byways. I believe God's saying there'll be a uniqueness about your church, and the diversity, not only in generations, but also the diversity of what your church looks like. I believe God will send you the CEOs, but also the most broken and the most hurting, the most misunderstood and most downtrodden. And I believe he would say to you, go into the highways and byways. Go into the highways and byways. And she goes on. This is May 2015, okay? She says this. I saw you becoming a church that was very big in compassion ministries. I saw you also becoming, in the years to come, I saw you working with the local council in areas of fostering and adoption. At this point in May 2015, Sarah and I had been approved as foster carers for a sum total of 2 weeks. We had not yet even looked after any children. We had just recently been approved. I'm not even sure we'd had the letter yet. You know, right at the very, very beginning. We were certainly not in any way, shape or form, either individually or together, or as a church rather, working with the council. Now, this is in the years to come. Remember her word? In the years to come. Now, we and 2 other families in our Jubilee and Burton Family Church family are approved foster carers and all have children with us currently. A couple of weeks ago, Sarah and I got invited onto Radio Derby to talk about fostering and the urgent need for more carers in our city. Chris and Laura are involved in speaking at fostering recruitment events for Staffordshire. I work with the recruitment team in Derby and are regularly speaking at fostering recruitment events for them. On Monday, Sarah and I spoke at a training session for new carers, going through the approval process of becoming foster carers. Later in the week, I had a call with a senior director from the council regarding fostering in the city. Sarah and I recently met with the head of fostering for Derby City Council to talk about some of the issues around that subject for us as a city and the children involved. As a church, we've provided the fostering baby bags. Do you remember those? Giving initial supplies of milk and nappies and clothes for children coming into care who have nothing. And so often they do have nothing. We put a little gift in there for foster carers as well to bless them. I'm telling you, social workers still talk about those. It still blesses people even today. In February last year, we bought new toys and furnishings as a church for the contact rooms at one of the contact centres in the city, where birth families get to meet the children that are now in care. And we spent an evening, some of you were there, decorating those rooms, kitting them out, transforming them in order to bless and serve and love vulnerable children. Jubilee is leading an initiative now with churches across Derby, looking at encouraging fostering and supporting foster carers in our churches. And listen, as I was sitting at my desk writing this week, an email came in and I got asked if I'd be a part of an interview panel for a new member of staff for the fostering team. Sarah Lee has recently started volunteering with Safe Families, and we've got some ongoing conversations with Safe Families to talk about what it might mean to partner with them as a church. That's just the list to date. I don't think for one moment that that's it. I do think there is more to come. But don't you think that's amazing? Since 2015, when Juliet said, I saw you doing this in the years to come, and we're thinking, well, I don't know, well, let's just see. Now, all that is happening today. Isn't that good? Isn't that encouraging? Isn't that amazing? God knew. We didn't know, but God knew. God knew, and he spoke over us. Now, just for the sake of honesty and transparency here, as far as we're concerned as a family, it's really Sarah that's the hero here, okay? She's the one who can settle screaming babies. She's the one that cuddles them like she is now. She's the one who takes babies withdrawing off all sorts of substances and sits and cuddles and brings them through it. She does it. I just talk about it and occasionally do something useful. But listen, what did Juliet say? In the years to come, I saw you working with the local council in areas of fostering and adoption. Friends, this is an area of ministry that God has spoken about. The only question, I think, for us is, how do we play our part? I recognise that not all of us are called to be foster carers ourselves, but I do believe we can all play a part and all be a part of this ministry to this group of people. Maybe you can't foster, but maybe you certainly can pray, love, support, encourage, bless, cook, iron, throw that one in, babysit, serve. I wonder what's God saying to you. Like I said, as we finish, when I planned out the series, I hadn't intended to focus on this verse because I felt, it just feels like we're pushing ourselves. I didn't want to do that. But as I looked at it, and again was so challenged at the prayer meeting this week, which was a great prayer meeting, wasn't it? Tim, you led it so well, my friend. God spoke to us, and it came up again. It's like, wow, what has God done? What has God done? And I wonder, what might God do? What might he do in the years to come?